us. Okay. Now this youngster could be the same individual that decided to knock down a termite mound the other evening. I'm not sure if some of you are following that drive, but it's not uncommon for these young bulls to be quite playful and cheeky in terms of their response to us and the vehicles. But rather than moving around too much, folks, I'd rather just wait and let them hopefully feed around us, which I'm hoping they will do. And again, just a reminder, I have no monitor today, so I don't have any idea of exactly what you're looking at. I'm just looking at the camera to see where it's pointing, so that is something to bear in mind, that if I'm talking about something that's irrelevant to what you are watching, please bear with me. The young bull that gave us a little bit of attitude earlier is now coming to give us a bit more attitude, which is wonderful. Hello. Good morning. Again, it is difficult when it moves behind the back of the vehicle. It is really awesome to see their behavior when they do come in shaking their head, and it gives you an idea of what a big bull would be like if he was in a bad mood. Not that this one is in a bad mood, it's certainly a playful situation that it's experiencing here. Oh, I just want to try and snap a few photos of this. The cameramen sadly are the ones capturing all the footage, and sadly not much footage is ever captured of them, so when an ellie comes nice and close like this, it gives us an opportunity to take a few snaps of the cameraman. This does look like a herd that we have been seeing, but I haven't been here long enough to be able to just arrive and tell you exactly for certain that we have seen these animals before. But like I did mention, this young bull that's given us a little bit of attitude appears to be one that we've encountered before. It's a great time of the year for the elephant. They have a lot of different options in terms of what they can feed on. There's a nice big cow that's coming into shot that would be nice to show you guys. She could well be the matriarch of this herd. Beautiful big female. She does appear to be the biggest one that we've seen so far in this herd. So Oh, here's another big female in front of us. So these two are, in all likelihood, the two more dominant females, but one will probably be more dominant than the other when it comes to making decisions as to what the herd should be doing. Okay. Got a question from Jackie in Minnesota asking how long it will take for a mother elephant to have her baby. They've got a very long gestation period, Jackie. They typically will carry their calf inside them for 22 months, so an exceptionally long gestation period. And in terms of giving birth to calves, it's on average every 3 to 4 years. So basically a 2-year gestation period, and then at least a year raising that calf minimum before being able to. It's 3 to 4 year intervals between giving birth, so it gives the female a year or two to raise the calf up to a decent age, and then within that period also mate and give birth again 3 to 4 years later. So it's not a yearly occurrence like most of the other animals out here. Incredible to think how long that they carry that little calf inside them for. Well, this is what I was hoping for earlier by trying to kind of preempt where they are going to feed. And giving them the choice to come and feed around you rather than you intruding on them. We can be privileged to have sightings like this where they are very relaxed. We've got a question that's just come through from a Rapid City. Morning, Hal. And Hal is asking whether elephants are prone to any specific diseases. And as far as I'm aware, they are not. In Southern Africa and East Africa, where I've spent time, the only problems I've seen elephants encounter is that of humans. And when I say that, it would be humans hunting them for their ivory. And this still sadly does happen quite extensively in certain parts of Africa. But in terms of actual diseases that may hinder them, I'm not aware of any in specific. Whereas other animals in this area, like lion and buffalo, can be affected by tuberculosis. So that is an example of a disease that is prominent with certain species we do find here, but the majority of them thankfully do not have any problems of the sort. I'd be interested to know though if anybody would like to Google elephant diseases, and if you come up with anything interesting, you can send that through. Brian is in the control today, so I'm in touch with Brian, who's typically one of the cameramen, but he's taking a turn at directing this morning from the final control room. So send through any information you can to Brian, and he'll relay that to me, and I'd really appreciate that. another question's just come through from Brenda in Chester Heights. Good morning, Brenda. Brenda has just asked whether the low rumbling vocalization that elephants make is a kind of warning call. Does it indicate that they're distressed? Or, as far as I understand, when I have heard this low rumbling sound, it's typically when the elephants are in a calm state, as opposed to that of a worked up or nervous or excited state. And it's difficult to say for me exactly what they're saying to one another, but in all circumstances that I've heard that low rumbling, it's typically a relaxed noise. And even as I've just made the noise now, it's not a noise that makes you think of being alarmed or frightened. You can imagine when elephants trumpet, and that's already indicating to you that it's a lot more distress than calm. And interestingly, they have different types of communication, some of which are audible to us, like the two noises I've just made. So a loud kind of trumpet, which is usually distress, or a low rumble, which is usually a more calm general chit-chats, if you could put it that way. But they also communicate infrasonically with one another in audio sound waves that we cannot hear. And they basically travel as vibrations through the earth, and elephants can apparently communicate with different herds 20, 30 miles away from one another. And they receive these infrasonic vibrations through their feet. And I've even sometimes noticed elephants stop what they're doing and all lower their trunks onto the ground, so almost a fifth satellite base in which to pick up these infrasonic vibrations that are coming through the earth. They've done very interesting research on elephants with this infrasonic vibration. And who would have thought these animals would be able to communicate essentially silently with one another over many, many kilometers? But thank you very much for that question. It is a good one, and like I say, my understanding of that low rumbling would be a more calm general chit-chat as opposed to a nervous or hyped up vocalization. Excuse me. Oh, folks, thanks for all the questions. Brian says he's being bombarded, which is exactly what we like. Okay, somebody has just asked if I have ever seen twin elephant calves. Virginia. Good morning, Virginia. Sadly, I have not seen twin elephant calves and or any other twins actually in nature. Obviously, leopards and lion give birth to multiple young, and so do birds, but most of your herbivores do only give birth to one youngster. Beautiful big female coming patrolling past us. She may give us a little head shake on the way past, but let's see. Oh, there we go. She's just investigating us and some tasty young saplings. I tend to find that they are feeding a lot on saplings at this time of the year. But back to your question about the twins. I have not seen elephant twins, sadly. It could well have happened somewhere, but typically the herbivores do only give birth to one youngster as a general rule. And I've only ever seen one elephant very newborn, to the degree that